When it comes to your copy, engagement is everything. If no one's reading your copy, your messaging may as well be written in hieroglyphics because no one's going to read it. So maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to toss in some bullet points. That'll get attention. But the problem is bullet points, which are a great way to make copy readable, among other things. It's often used to get people to look at what you have to offer quickly. They're not always enough to keep people reading. So if the bullet point isn't telling people something new, they're likely to just go back to staring mindlessly at their phone. But there is a way to pump up your bullet points so people pay attention and keep reading by using what's called fascinations. What are these things, you ask? Well, keep listening and you're going to see how they make all the difference in your conversions. You're listening to the High Conversion Health Marketer Podcast, the show that helps you craft memorable copy and messaging that connects, captivates, and converts. My name is Linda Malone, certified conversion copywriter and founder of The Copyworks. I'm also an award-winning content writer whose copy regularly lands my clients' major contracts. My mission is to help you, the health and fitness marketer, attract your ideal customer with copy they can't resist so you can grow your business. So in this episode, you'll walk away with why most bullet points fall short of helping your copy convert, how to change boring bullet points into high-converting, curiosity-driven fascinations, and a step-by-step, simple process that you can use right away. So this idea came to me after several posts on LinkedIn were talking about the importance of formatting your copy for readability. And these included things like breaking up long sentences, varying the sentence length, and bullet points kept coming up. Like, always use bullet points. People will read bullet points. But the problem is they're breaking up the page, but they're not necessarily really adding much value. So they don't really work once people read what they are. So when we're reading a bullet point and it tells us something we already know, we're just going to move on. So fascinations, on the other hand, are a different story. And I don't know why they call these bullet points fascinations. To me, it seems overly dramatic, but I don't know. But they capture attention and they help pull the reader deeper into your copy. So how do they differ? There's a big difference. A bullet point just states a fact, but a fascination teases, intrigues, and tempts the reader to dig deeper. It makes them want to know more. It's curiosity driven. So imagine a standard bullet point. So at its most basic, it tells your audience what something is. For example, I made up this product name for the sake of this podcast. So when describing an at-home fitness product, okay, you might say something like, the belly fat flabinator is a device that helps tone your tummy while you watch TV. I mean, it's helpful, sure, but it's pretty boring. I mean, it's not really engaging or curiosity inducing. So here's where a fascination would help you. Instead of telling your audience what your product does, you want to tease them. You want to make them want to know more. So for the same product, you could transform that bullet point into two irresistible fascinations, which include a painless tummy firmer you can use while watching Netflix, or see results after just one evening of binge watching TV. Instead of stating the obvious, you're teasing out the benefits in a way that reels the reader in. You're not just giving them facts. You're planting ideas in their heads and urging them to say, wait, what? How does that work? There's 3 simple steps that you can take. And I love this because it's so easy. You can do this right away. Right after you finish listening to this, I suggest you try it out. So you take an important feature of your product or service, write out a fact that's related to it. So it's a very simple sentence. Blank is blank. So your product name, whatever it is what it does and why it's valuable. So again, going back to this example I gave, your step 1 for the belly fat flabinator is, the step 1 may be, the belly fat flabinator is a painless tummy firmer you can use while watching TV and see results in one evening of binge watching. So step 2 is you take out the name of the product and the word is, and now you're left with the fascination, which is, and this would be in the form of a bullet point, A painless tummy firmer you can use while watching Netflix and see results in one evening of binge watching. So step 3, introduce the list of fascinations and write it with as much curiosity-invoking effort as the fascination itself. So the finished result is, think getting flat abs takes hours of painful crunches and starving yourself into a smaller pair of pants? Nope, you can skip all that sacrifice and pain when you use the belly fat flabinator. And here's where the fascinations come in, a painless tummy firmer you can use while watching TV, see results in one evening, or binge watching TV. So all we really do is we recreate the most curiosity-inducing statement is. And so the best part about fascinations is that they aren't just for sales pages. So it's not just because you're writing a web page, because maybe you don't do that too often or you don't have a need for them, but they're also good for social media. If you're writing Instagram captions, use fascinations to intrigue your audience. Composing email subject lines, they'll boost your open rates. Crafting a webinar headline, anything along those lines, this would be great. So, if you're starting to see the potential here, let me just run quickly through those 3 steps again so you really have it. And it's super easy. It sounds so simple that you think, well, how is this even going to work? But you have to try it because it really just hones in on the value of what you're trying to sell or your offer. So step 1, you say your product or service, what it is and what it does. Boom. Step 1. Now you take out the name of your product, take out the word is, and then what's left is the fascinations. In order to add like an extra oomph to the whole fascination creation project, there's a couple of things that you can do in addition. Remember to use power words. Like these are words like surprising, unexpected, secret or hidden. And if you need more motivation for finding those power words, I have a free resource on my website, thecopyworks.com. Just look under resources and power words and you'll find a whole list of them there. Break it down. If one point feels too long, split it into multiple fascinations. Go visual too. Use numbers, emojis, bold text to make your fascination stand out. And then when you finish your list, ask yourself, would I want to know more? If the answer is no, keep tweaking. So the goal is to turn skimmers, people who are just skimming through your website, into readers and readers into buyers. So thanks so much for tuning in to the High Conversion Health Marketers podcast. I hope you're feeling inspired by these tips. And if so, check it out, try it out, and let me know how you do. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe and share this episode if you found it valuable.